I guess I'm live. What's up, everybody? You're watching Grillo's Aftershock XL on the Grillo's Aftershock XL network here on YouTube and God knows where else. Today's a wonderful day out here in Las Vegas. I hate to even say it, but it's 67 degrees outside. Sorry, everybody, that's cold. I don't mean to rub it in your face, but I made the decision to skip winter this year, and I came to Vegas to start the Hammerhead Studios. Whoa, look at that. I got Hammerhead Studios out here in sunny Las Vegas. And I went live today. I haven't done a live show in a very long time. And it's always a little edgy. I'm running solo today. I don't have my help from my guy, Hudson. He started a new job over at Professional Tax Alliance. So I'm running solo. I'm not usually on my laptop, but I'm on my laptop today. You can see that the studio is glistening today. It's like it's like we're in heaven, a little slice of heaven right here at Hammerhead Studios. But this is kind of a cool guest that I have waiting in the wings. I think people could come in and ask questions. I'm not really sure how this works, but we are live. And this next guest, there's a lot of lessons I learned working on the Howard Stern show. When you're there, I was a soldier. I was loyal and dedicated. And Howard had a lot of feuds with a lot of people over the years. And when Howard has a feud with somebody, his feud now becomes your feud. And I immediately also judged the book by its cover. You tend to do that. There were a lot of people in the industry, someone like, that I never listened to because of Howard, like Rush Limbaugh, or someone like, what's the other person? Imus. I never listened to them strictly because I was a loyal soldier, and Howard, when he hated somebody, you hated them as well. And this next guest is one of those people that I didn't hate, but it was like a sworn enemy kind of thing. Once you're on one side, you stay on that side. And I learned in life a lot of lessons. And one of them was always never judge a book by its cover, which I cover in my book, Gorilla Parts, where I learned that Tupac Shakur was not a savage jerk off. He was actually one of the nicest people I ever met. And I got to smoke my first blunt with him. That's how nice he was. So life lessons learned after the Howard Stern show. Never judge a book by its cover, because my next guest was a sworn enemy of the Howard Stern show, which I later learned in life was actually an awesome, awesome guy. I'm bringing on right now the famous, infamous Mancow Muller.
Muller.
It says it reads like Mueller.
It's okay. Well, M-U-L-L is Mull.
Yeah.
And is Muller.
Yes.
But I don't.
So I just want to say thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to come on do my show.
Yeah.
And it means a lot to me. And it even means more to me that you actually read my book cover to cover, Gorilla Parts, which is available on Amazon. I sent him a nice autographed copy based, of course, for our good friend Michelle, who was an intern at Stern with me as well. And I guess you guys met up at someplace, and I guess she brought me up, and she had nice things to say. And we have a bunch of mutual friends that we both care about. One being Russ Bernelli, who I dedicated my book to, and actor Mike Starr, who might be appearing tomorrow on my show. He's out here in Las Vegas as well. And because based on those two recommendations, that you were pretty cool with having me on your show a couple years ago back in Chicago.
Yeah. I don't do any of this. I don't have anything to sell. I have no purpose for this. My ego has been stuffed and overstuffed, but I'm happy to be here. We do have mutual friends, and you wanted to do it, so here we go. Let me just start by saying, let me give you a little advice. If I'm your boss, may I, if you're working for me now, may I give you some advice?
100%.
Nobody cares about your sidekicks. Nobody cares about the temperature in Vegas. Let me help you, seriously. Get to it. And I say this only because hindsight is 20/20. I did all the same shit, brother, and I did it for a long time. And music out of the breaks, and we were syndicated, and I would play great Kinks music, and it's all bullshit. Nobody wants any of it. They want to hear from you, and get to it. And forget the setups. You don't need setups. I'm just telling you now, as a listener, I made a lot of the mistakes, and I say that as a friend.
I appreciate that. Listen, you are a radio legend, and I will take that advice into heart. For me, not that it's an excuse, I just tend to need to warm up a little bit, and that's sort of like a little warm up for me. But
do it off the air.
Okay.
that. I'm saying this for me, brother. This is for everybody. It's a lot of jerking off. Let's get to it. Let me tell you what interests me. I love the Mark Hamill stuff. Let me start there. I sat with Mark Hamill and Shatner, and he signed autographs. And I got to know Mark Hamill a little bit. Your story in the book with Mark Hamill is incredible. I will tell you that what Mark Hamill knows, he hasn't read anything, I'm guessing, that isn't mostly pictures, comic books. He loves comic books. His depth of knowledge is extremely shallow. But we had one common thing, and that was Grandpa Munster did my show for a month a year. Grandpa from the Munsters, Al Lewis, was in my wedding. And so he's obsessed. Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, he's obsessed with Car 54, an old TV show that I think I've seen maybe one episode of. But anyway, so that was an instant in with Hamill. But you getting locked into the Hamill compound on Christmas, great story.
Yeah. For those who don't know, thank you, Mancow. I became friends with the Hamills, of course, of the Howard Stern show. Turns out that Mark was a huge fan. And then when I found out that he knew who I was, it was sort of mind-blowing. Like, if you would have told little 10-year-old me that Mark Hamill knew who I was, I would have told you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And over the years, I became friends with him and his sons and his wife and daughter. They've always been so kind and generous to me. And they invited me over to their apartment in New York. It was their last Christmas there. They had sold the apartment. And after, Christmas festivities, and it was time for me to leave at like 1 o'clock in the morning, Nathan, their son, sort of directed me out the wrong door, which locked behind me, and I was stuck in a courtyard in the back. That being said, the cops came, and I had to go back up to knock on their door with the cops and the doorman to get the okay that it was just me, and it was funny.
It's in the book. Buy the book. Grillo needs the money, I'm guessing.
What have you been up to lately? You said you got nothing to sell, you got nothing to promote. That's why I appreciate you coming on. Well, what's up?
I shun all of this. I'm done with all of it. So why am I doing it? I just wanted to do it. I'm working on a Morricone. He did the music for, Spaghetti Westerns, Good, Bad, the Ugly, that whole trilogy. A lot of great movies. I'm working on Ennio Morricone documentary. My Michael Madsen documentary came out, although it was ruined by this French director who, we had great stuff that he didn't put in there. Michael Madsen, American Badass. And, I'm working with Billy Corgan. He helped me on this Morricone thing. He's a buddy of mine. I'm not working with him. We're buddies. But just having fun, man. Look, I started in 1984. I got up every day at 2:30 in the morning. People think that guys like us have fun. We do. But we're also exhausted. I was exhausted until I quit. And here I sit. So, I saved my money. I made good money. I was in the radio heyday. And look, my battles with your old boss were real. There's I told you about the show. What's the show that they did about our radio battle? The Dark Side of the 90s.
Oh, yeah. I gave them your number.
Oh. Well, let me tell you about that. Do you want to hear about that?
Well, one quick question. Did they pay you?
Yeah, I got like $45,000.
Motherfuckers, not only did they not pay me, but I gave them you, Stuttering John, and Jackie the Joke Man, and one of the other guys from the E! Show. And everybody got paid except for me, and I did their fucking job.
What's the what station is it on?
I Spike?
No, Vibe. Is it Vibe? What is it?
Oh, I don't know. You know what? Fuck them.
Hour is me. I learned a lot of things, and here's what I want people to hear if they're interested, and I'll go through it quick. And that is no sizzle steak here, but he went on in Chicago. I had never heard of him. If you're on the East Coast, great, but I didn't know about him, nor did I care about him. I had my own thing. We had the #1 show, and he came on the first day he went after my father from Suicide Falls, Missouri, dying of cancer, and that was big comedy. And I now know that people like you. And Gary told me this, and John and Jackie, this is on the show. They're on camera saying it. They all turned and they went, well, we just lost Chicago. And they did. He killed it in Chicago. That bullshit didn't work in the Midwest. You can attack me. I get it. I didn't know who he was. He was telling people I was a 50-year-old guy from Long Island that grew up listening to him. And, of course, everybody in Chicago went, no, that's not true. So his act didn't work here, and it didn't work because I didn't cower. And there were other people's, Kevin Matthews, who's a friend of mine, other people, and Dahl and all these other people that were kissing his ass while he's bashing him. And I didn't understand it. And he would send people to, you may remember this, it was on the news, but, he'd send people with phones to get me. And I would talk to him, and I would break their phone, and I would always talk to him. He had 33 writers. That's what I always heard. Is that true?
33 writers. I don't know now what's going on. I don't know what they're writing for but back in the day when I was there, it was Jackie the Joke Man and Fred Norris, and sometimes Billy West.
Classes. We do also know now from some of the stuff that's come up with corruption in government. And look, I don't know what your feeling is about him now, but he was paid for by the government. He was given money. I mean, this is just a fact.
Howard?
Funded by the government. So they
were after him for so many years. They had all those fines levied against him. He had this big battle with the FCC. And you're saying that he was paid by the government?
I'm saying that it was all a charade. In China, they have a word for it, and they have a phrase for it. And they'll allow a little bit of bad talk. They'll allow a little bit of it. No, I don't think he was I think he kept the Communist Party line. There was all kinds of non-government, which are really government funds that he got. He was definitely on the teat of big government, and he towed the party line. There was nothing dangerous about him. I'm sorry, showing breasts to young men is not that dangerous and not that cutting edge. Whereas I think we really were. I think we really did ask questions. I wasn't paid off by the government, and yeah, I think he's a big sellout. I'd like to rip his wig off, and I will piss on his grave. And and I haven't softened. And all this talk about, I called people, I talked to them. Now his conscience is getting to him. Well, he can go fuck himself. And I'd like to gouge his eyes out with my fingers. And I saw him on the set. I was invited by one of the Spice Girls to be on the set of that show. He was on, what is it, America's Got Talent.
Oh yeah. And
I saw him tightening his wig. And he saw me and he did the pep step. Do you know what the pep step is? Kind of what old men do. Oh,
yeah.
And he called me and someone said, that's Mancow. And he ran because I would beat the shit out of him. And I've always said that I could take him on 1-on-1 without his writers. I could take him on. We did go on together once and I destroyed him. He's not smart.
I would love to see that happen. I know you did text me one. I know you're serious because you've texted me that before. You said you invited me to come down to his grave and watch you piss on it.
Oh, I'm going to do it. Listen, and I will outlive him. Listen, nobody can beat me. Nobody can beat you on this show. No, you're in control. Okay, so but I beat him on his own turf already, and I would take him on, but not if he's controlling the microphone. I just did a show in Ocean City, and the guy was messing with Ocean City, Maryland. The guy's like turning me down. Hey, because I outsmarted him. So if it was in a place where we could both have our mics on, I think America would quickly see who the king really is and was.
No kidding. You ran Chicago, and that's a tough ass town. And so the wig thing, when I was there, he had a thick, full head of hair, and I watched his hair get done every morning. And did he rapidly lose his hair sometimes in his 50s? I don't know.
Or he has something going. It was moving. Yeah.
It was just in the hair hat.
And listen, you mentioned Mike Starr. Mike Starr is in a bunch of great movies. People should listen to Mike Starr tomorrow. See Mike Starr. You'll know his face immediately. He's the guy that eats the hot pepper and dies in Dumb and Dumber. He's in every gangster movie. He's the dear, sweet guy. Chicago, a guy for a long time. And Russell Brunelli, who you dedicate your book to, is a real Chicago legend. And he's just kind of a cool guy that nobody knows the name of. But he is cool without having to put on a wig and have a bunch of writers and sit in New York with a bunch of people kissing his ass. You know what I mean? Me too. He's cooler than me. Russell Brunelli is cool. Hell's Kitchen Pizza. You want to hear a great Hell's Kitchen Pizza story?
Yes, I do.
You remember the Puerto Rican guy that used to work for him? The guy's a real badass, and there's these girls walking by. You have a picture of the sign in your book. And I worked at the Fox News Channel for 7.5 years, had the highest rated segment in the morning with Steve, Edie, and Brian. And I would go over to Hell's Kitchen Pizza afterwards. And these girls were walking by. And this guy, this Puerto Rican guy, he's telling us what he would do. And all of a sudden, I noticed they're dudes. And I'm thinking, what is this, a Jim Norton? Or is this guy gay? And I said, are you gay? And he says, no, man, I'm not gay. I said, yeah, but they have penises. He goes, yeah, man, I don't know about that, man. He goes, if it's got a dress, I'm going to fuck it.
Yeah, those are our friends. I met them at the nightclub
He's
that I used
gay.
to work at. And Russ Brunelli, being an open-minded person, he thought they were wonderful, and they would come up to Brunelli's.
I don't have a hatred, Grillo. I don't have a hatred. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying some macho Puerto Rican guy sleeping with a dude in a dress is gay.
Oh yeah,
sorry.
Listen, I'm sorry if this offends anybody, but if a penis is in your mouth anywhere, that's gay to me. Sorry.
That's why
another man's genitals
that's
outside
why
of clothing.
Snow ski.
I don't mind that someone else does it. I just don't see that ever in my future. Some people want to know. Did you ever interview Sam Kinison, Clearwater Gacy? Did you ever interview Sam?
I did, and I interviewed John Wayne Gacy too.
Oh my God,
John Wayne Gacy had a crush on me. Sam I introed on stage, and Sam, he did some great bits. I love the bit he got in trouble for this. He had a goldfish that was an amazing.
Yep, we lost him for a second there.
I'm back.
Oh, you're
Can
back?
You hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you. Pardon the technical problems here, everybody. We got Mancow Muller, excuse me. Muller live here on Aftershock. Oh, the meters out there.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Everybody, please stand by. We should have some music. If you're out there and you need your taxes done, go to Professional Tax Alliance. Richard Prinzi and his staff of professional tax people will give you peace of mind. If you have 1099, we specialize in all forms of taxes. Go to Professional Tax Alliance. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have this studio. They are our sponsor, and Richard Prinzi and everybody over there are the best of the best. And if you need your taxes done, I would say go to Professional Tax Alliance. And we are back with Mancow Muller. Sorry, I got that correct this time. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you, man.
I can hear you just fine. Wait, you're muted. Why are you muted? Hold on a second. Unmute microphone now. Hold on a sec. Oh, this is live. I love this. This is crazy. So maybe I got to turn down the volume.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now? The mic should be going. Mute mic. I'm going to move you out, move you back in.
I don't know what's going on.
How about now?
Yeah, it's gone.
Can you hear me? All right. Well, I'm not sure, but this was an experiment with Mancow, and we're going to try to get him back on. Other than that, tomorrow I will be going to the Mob Museum with actor Mike Starr. Hopefully, we'll be able to film some stuff there. And if not, well, we got to wait. Johnny B ruled Chicago. No joke. I know he's no joke. I rate this podcast to 0 potatoes. Thank you very much, Frank Nitti. That's why you're listening. Anyway, we're back. Hopefully, this will be good. Mancow? No? Well, this is an experiment, and all the microphones are on. All right. Well, I guess we're going to have to end this now. We'll try this again tomorrow with Mike. I'll call you. So, all right, we're going to end the stream. We got a little bit out of Mancow. We'll try this again tomorrow. Again, I'm running this all by myself. This isn't my normal setup. I'm on a laptop. But thank you so much for tuning in on this experiment with Mancow. Hopefully, I'll have Mancow back tomorrow with Mike Starr, the actor. If you're in Vegas tomorrow, come down to the Vegas Museum and have Frank Nitti. Why do people got to be so mean? I don't understand. I'm a nice guy. I'm not like other people that people hate. People love to come down and hate on you and do shit. I'm just trying something here. I'm trying to give some little entertainment to everybody. I apologize for what's going on. I can't understand it. It might be a StreamYard thing. Well, you could go check out my book, Gorilla Parts, Audible and in paperback and hardcover on Amazon.com. It's got a lot of great stories in there. It's not all about Howard Stern. It's also about my really intriguing life that happened before and after working on the Howard Stern Show, working on Sopranos, my years in the nightclub business and acting, and just crazy stories. The reason why I wrote the book is because I have too many people telling me, why don't you write a book? That's a great story. That's a great story. So we're going to try this again. Hopefully I can get everything set up properly. It was set up properly. I can't explain why it does this on StreamYard. I think maybe it's time to start thinking about something else other than StreamYard. But I do appreciate everybody coming on today. We will get Erric Muller back on. Not Muller, Muller. My bad. Watching from the UK, Thomas Wilkinson, 601. Thank you, buddy. Much appreciated. We are, it's weird that I've listened to you for hundreds of hours. Well, you're going to be listening to me a lot more because I'm starting Aftershock XL back up. We are back up and running. We're going to have Own Your Future podcast with Richard Prinzi, giving out financial advice and talking finance and your taxes and what to do at this very stressful time of the year. Professional Tax Alliance and all those professionals, they will put your mind at ease. Trust me, they put my mind at ease. Looking forward to it. Thank you. There's some nice people out there. They're not always mean, but I do appreciate everybody checking in and seeing what was going on. Hopefully, we'll get something up back and running tomorrow. We'll have Actor Mike Starr here. We'll talk about the Mob Museum. I will have some clips of him visiting the Mob Museum. We do have a very good friend, apparently, that has a whole room dedicated to himself. Good friend of ours by the name of Jack Garcia or Joaquin Garcia. He was one of the biggest. He has the most arrests under the FBI ever. I think maybe one person recently might have sort of jumped on that, but Jock used to hang out at Restaurant Brunelli. He still is a good friend. I haven't spoken to him in a long time, but Jock, he infiltrated more mafia than any other FBI agent, including Donnie Brasco. So Jock apparently has his own little section in the Mafia Museum, and it's going to be weird because there were many nights that I would hang out with Jock and Mike Starr we would hang out. There was a Wednesday night at Brunelli's that went on to many hours after the legal time. So it was a lot of fun hanging out with Jock, and it was weird because, he used to tell me about some shit that was going on. Nothing, illegal, but like he would tell me where he was working and what he was doing. And when he got called in to go undercover against the mafia crew that he took down, he told me that he couldn't talk to me anymore, at least not for a while. But Jock's doing well. He wrote a book, Being Jack Falcone. You could check that out. It's his all about his mafia adventures as an undercover FBI agent. And all right, I'm going to end this today. It was a wonderful experiment. I appreciate anybody that tuned in and checked it out. So there's definitely going to be a part 2 with Mancow because he's got a lot to say. He talked about Howard Stern's adjusting his wig. Oh, there we go. Love the haters. Of course, I'm just as bad as Stuttering John podcast. Well, here, the difference is I'm making a living, and I don't know if John is, but I'm just doing this because I'm having fun, and I was asked to come out here and start the network back up again. And there's going to be a lot of other things other than me going on Aftershock XL. I don't care if I'm, it's just, this is why I don't want to get involved with, because it's just people like that are mean, like this guy, Robert, who got to say something stupid, like the whole Dabbleverse. At least I'm better than Wiggy. Thank you. At least there's some nice people out there, but I don't understand the whole Dabbleverse universe thing. They brutalized Stuttering John. And, I think he makes a living sort of off of that because people tune in just to pull a clip to make fun of him. And John's just, he's a regular person trying to survive in the universe. Granted, he has a strong opinion, and we all know that. So we're going to end this now because I really, some people are okay with the negativity. I am not, because I'm not a negative person. I'm all about positivity. That's why I stay away from the Dabbleverse. And they're just people that just are sitting at home and they wait for stuff like this and they jump all over it and they love to put people down. I'm not about that. If you don't want to, you don't have to listen. I got people out there that care about me that'll listen. I'm doing my best to make my life interesting. And if you don't like it, I'm so sorry. You don't have to listen. But it's much appreciated. Again, Gorilla Parts, Amazon, Audible. And I guess this weekend is Super Bowl weekend, and I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to watch it. I'm in Vegas. I can probably go and watch it at some of the biggest casinos. I think what I'm going to do is probably go shoot my arrow, go to the archery range and practice a little bit. So that's what I'm doing for Super Bowl weekend. Apparently, I got to, according to Roy McDonald, I got to root for the Seahawks because that's where all the money's at. Bet on the Seahawks, root for the Seahawks. I don't know. Under, over, flip a coin, halftime show. Fucking, I don't care. So that's it. Just want to say, again, thanks for Professional Tax Alliance for sponsoring all this. You want to put your mind at ease with your taxes, you go to Professional Tax Alliance. They got state-of-the-art shit that gets your taxes done like that, and they're the real deal. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in, listening all this time. We'll get this shit straight. We'll have part 2 with Mancow when I get everything together. But this was a last-minute thing, and I appreciate it. Everybody, peace out. What, I got to have a thing? No. See you later, motherfuckers.